Hey everybody, what we have here is a Bauer 9-gallon wet-dry shop vac. I've actually wanted a shop vac for a long time now, especially ever since coming into this house and with the nice open basement and for the cabana outside. And finally got one. I just want to thank Jay. He was very helpful in helping me figure out which kind of vacuum I wanted to get for the right price and the right size. And his suggestions really came in handy. Thank you again, Jay. You can check out his channel in the video description below if you'd like. So basically, I was trying to decide what size to get here. Now, I'd say probably the most common sizes are the 6-gallon or the 9-gallon. This is obviously the 9-gallon here. 9-gallon is, I'd say, a pretty good size for what I'm going to be using it for. Basically, to just clean out the cabana every now and then, and maybe vacuum the floors here. I mean, we do have the central vacuum over there, but as you can see, we only have that one port for the basement by the canister. We can always add more ports down here, you know, when the time permits, but that's nothing urgent, so that'll happen when it happens. But anyway, it comes with a decent amount of accessories. Here's kind of a picture of it right there. Here's the stuff it comes with. Gulper nozzle. Gulper nozzle. Say it again, that's pretty interesting. Floor nozzle, 7-foot hose, 2 extension wands, and the filter. And over here on the back, here's all the different sizes actually. Yeah, there's a 6-gallon, 9-gallon, and 14-gallon. 14-gallon will probably do a lot, but we really don't need that kind of size for what we're using this for. And we want something that's kind of, you know, portable, doesn't take up too much space. That's why I went with the 9-gallon one. So I think it's a good choice. And here's the specifications on it. You can read that if you'd like. All right. And here's the stuff. It says you can use it for your car, your home, which I'm in right now, obviously, and also a shop or business, whatever. And it tells you exactly what it'll do. So yeah, here's a picture of it, and that's basically everything on the box, I think. So let's go ahead and get this out. And here's immediately what you get when you open the box. Here's the 2 extenders, there's the owner's manual, and here's the vacuum canister itself. You can really see it. It's really not all that high at all, even for the 9-gallon model, so it's pretty good. I do want to state that 9-gallon means pretty much the size of the container. It doesn't mean it's going to take exactly 9 gallons of water, okay? I mean, it'll take a little bit less. It could be maybe like let's say 7 gallons, you know what I'm saying? So that is one thing to keep in mind. But really, it's a very, very compact size. It's actually not as big as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay because I'm actually happier that it's going to be more compact and easier to, you know, store or whatever. And I guess everything else is inside. The way you open it up is you just take these red latches to the left like that, or in this case to the right. And it just lifts up. Yep, there it is. Oh, it comes with the filter installed. That's nice. So we'll put that right here. Okay. Okay, and here's everything else. Here's the here's the hose right here. Here's one of the nozzles. And oh, this one has bristles. I like that. Another nozzle. And here's the 4 wheel assemblies. It looks like, okay, so it looks like what you do is you take out each wheel assembly here, and then you put it in place on there. I'm just doing it inaccurately for a second there. And then you screw it in, it looks like, yep, right there. Where is it? Sorry. Right there. It's kind of out of focus, but the screw goes right inside there in that middle part. And that's how you get these wheel things on. So let me go ahead and get those on here. And here it is with all the wheels assembled. It goes, it slides very easily, which is nice. Swivels in all directions, so I can turn it in a circle like this, and it works fantastic. I should mention there are 2 ports here. This is the vacuum port, all right? And on the other side over here on the power head, there's also a blower port as well. I may give you an example of that, but we'll see, okay? So like I said, so we'll see. So you can use that as a blower, and the vacuum port's on here. And simple enough, you attach the hose that has the clip on the end. And what's really nice is if you can see this, you can turn it around. So it allows the hose to turn around if you got to straighten it out or whatever. Gives you that flexibility or versatility if you want, which is really nice. And obviously, you just clips in like this. Easier to do with 2 hands, but let's see. There you go. Pretty nice. And they give you a nice length of cord here. I don't quite know exactly what the length of the cord is right now, but as soon as I do, or rather, I'll put some text in the video. You can see how long it is. So that does look really nice. It gives you a nice amount of length. So I guess we'll test this out. And one area I think would be good to test out is over here by the furnace and the air handler. These leaves over here have been on the floor, I'd say for maybe a couple of years now. It first happened when they, brought these plumbing pipes down here through the window for the cabana, and that's how they got the pipes in through here, and some leaves came in, obviously, so that's how that happened. So I guess we could try working on these leaves, some stuff around here, and then we will see what else this vacuum can do. I'm not going to have any wet applications for the vacuum to use right now, but at some point I do plan on changing the water in the hot tub, and I think that's going to be a good time as to when we can test that function. But for now, let's get this all together, bring it over to the leaves, and see how it goes. Okay, and here it is all connected. I have it connected to the outlet by the furnace there. So I have the two extenders connected. They're all friction fit, as you can see. Now, for this kind of debris, I'm not going to be using the floor nozzle, okay? I'll use the floor nozzle and say maybe the mat over there by the workbench. And I figured maybe this carpeted surface, and we'll see what happens around here as well. So I don't quite know how loud this thing is yet. I haven't turned it on, but we'll find out. So we'll start by getting up some of these leaves over here. And then I guess we'll go from there. So we'll turn it on. So it's not terrible. It is basically about the sound level I expected it to be. So when it's outside, it'll probably be a little bit quieter, obviously. Let's go ahead and see how it does. Oh, I'd say it did pretty good so far. So why don't we have a look inside and see how the container looks? Just to be safe, we'll unplug it for now. Okay, let's see how it is. Filter has some stuff in it, so it's doing its job. That's good. Yep, there's all the leaves and everything. You can see how dried up they are because they all just broke apart and everything. Is a little bit of dust accumulation. That's to be expected, of course. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely taking the stuff in well. There were a couple of small pieces of concrete, as you saw, around the corners there and everything, but you can see that vacuum took it up no problem. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a couple more tests. We'll do this corner area right here. Okay. There's some debris and stuff over here as well. We'll do this. And then I guess we'll go over there to the workshop mat and do that as well. Maybe the workbench mat, whatever you want to call it. And we'll do the workbench itself and see how that comes out. So let's give this another test around here. All back together. So now we'll go to this area right here and this over here. So let's get it going. I'd say it took care of that area quite well, wouldn't you? Yeah, got a little caught on the rug there before because I got a little plastic piece on there, but that's okay. So yeah, this area, it did fantastic. So just the hose by itself with no nozzle attachments, I'd say it did a really good job. All around here, got rid of all the debris. Everything over here by the windows. Yeah, put the hose down. Okay. Really, really nice. Yeah, so the rugs is probably where you want to use the nozzle the most, because you saw the hose grabbed onto it. So, all right, let's head over to the workbench mat now, and we shall take care of that area. So here for the workbench mat, you see I have the floor nozzle attached. I'll just use that on here, and then I'll switch this over to the workbench itself. When I go on the workbench though, I'll just take off the extenders and just use the nozzle on the hose itself. I'll just edit that part out so you don't have to see all that happening. All right, so let's get this going again. Well, I'll say that definitely did a fantastic job, wouldn't you say? I mean, check out on the floor mat, on the workbench too. Got rid of all the stuff here when I was cleaning up, or working on the traffic light rather. Really, really came out nice. Okay, I'd say the vacuuming portion did extremely well. And as you guys know, it also gives you an option to use it as a blower. You just simply take the hose off the vacuum port right there, and you put it on the top back of the power head, which is right here, and I'll use it as a blower. Just a couple of things, you guys like to give you advice. If you're going to use the blower function, you should certainly use it outside and not inside, because it can stir up all kinds of dust and things like that. And I think they also say, to make sure the canister's not too full if you use the blower portion. So mine's not, and plus I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes, just to show you what kind of power the vacuum has to be able to move stuff. But in general, if you're going to use the blower function, do it outside, not inside, okay? So let's so I took off the nozzle, just have the extender with the hose itself, and let's just go ahead and do a quick demonstration of how this piece of this pile of debris here operates. With the blower function. Let's turn it on again. I should tell you, it's actually much quieter when you have it just using when you're using it as a blower. It definitely quiets it down some. But anyway, there's some stuff on the floor right there. Wow, I barely got anywhere near it, and it already started moving it away. You see that? There's some pipe insulation rolling down over there. Look at this. I'm not even that close to it. Okay, this blower function is definitely really powerful. Very, very nice. Yeah, I just want to say that's definitely one powerful blower on that vacuum for sure. So I don't really have any examples right now to show you how to do wet vacuuming, but what they do say is this is that gulper nozzle that they told you about, and this is designed for wet applications. If I put it to the workbench here, you may notice there's still a little space on the bottom there. You see that? That's important because the airflow helps assist with the vacuum in lifting out the water. If you submerge it completely, it probably either won't work as well, or it may have put in too much at one time. Just the manual says to have a little bit of air going in when you're doing water, and that's why there's this little space right here. And they also say to take out the filter when you do wet vacuuming, because it's only meant for dry. There's apparently some kind of float in there that basically lifts up and closes off the vacuum port. Basically, remember how the motor revved up when you heard the vacuum get stuck on the rug before? That's basically what the motor will do. When you hear the motor rev up like that when you're wet vacuuming, that means the canister is full and you got to turn it off and empty the water out. So that's how you would work the wet vacuuming. Emptying out the vacuum, of course, is simple enough. You just, you've seen me do it before, but just again, you just move these two things and lift this up. And certainly a good amount of stuff on the filter now, as you can see. That could be cleaned off. And here's all the stuff we vacuumed. You can see it's taken up very little space. So you can see this vacuum really does have the ability to hold a lot of stuff. Now, of course, you shouldn't fill up your vacuum entirely when you do dry vacuuming, even because, that'll just make it really heavy, and also, it'll restrict airflow and things like that. So I'm sure maybe when it gets up to a certain amount, just empty it out, clean the filter, and then, you should be all good. They say you can clean the filter easily by, there's this, little screw thing here. You see that you unscrew? The filter comes out, and then you can, hit it against the container when you want to get most of the debris out like that. Or if you feel the airflow is really restricted, you can kind of clean it like you would clean a. I'm going to put it on the mat here over my vacuum dip, but that's okay. You can kind of clean it like you would a cartridge filter for a pool. You can just hose it down, but they also recommend going from the inside out to get out anything that's in the mesh screen to give it a good cleaning, and then let the filter dry completely before putting it back together on the power head, and then obviously reassembling the vacuum like so. And once you're all done with the vacuum, storage of it is actually very, very nice. I discovered it. It's really nice how it all works out. So on the red handle right here, you see how there's this this section here and this section here. This is actually designed to hold the power cord. So when you're all done with it, you can simply just take this power cord, okay, and you wrap it around this section of the handle. And just like that, the cord's all wrapped up and good for storage. And what's nice is even with it all wrapped up around the handle, if you put my hand here, you can still easily pick it up, do whatever you got to do. There's plenty of space for you to put it away or lift, carry it, whatever you got to do. So it's nice how they designed that. And what's also really cool is, you probably notice these round things on the wheel casters right here. All right, what that's actually designed for is to hold the nozzles and also the extenders. So just for an example, I'll take the floor nozzle right here and put it on this part of the wheel caster right here. And just like that, that's all where it needs to be. And there it is with everything all stored in place. You have the power cord on top, you got the floor nozzle and the gulper nozzle right on the front, and on the back ones, you got each extender. So that's really, really nice. So even if you use the vacuum and you don't need to use the extenders, you can just keep them on there so they're always with the vacuum. Then they don't get lost and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's fantastic. And that's it, guys. There is the Bauer 9-gallon wet-dry shop vac. Really glad to have this. Jay, thank you again for all your help and suggestions. Really came in handy. And this thing is fantastic. I just love how easy it is to use, how you can store everything together like that. I didn't find anything for the hose, but the hose you could probably easily just carry like over your shoulder or something, and it just probably be the same thing. But this vacuum is great. Really cleans up things well. Has a powerful blower, much more powerful than I thought it would have been, and really going to come in handy when we got to clean stuff down here and outside and other places for sure. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.